Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of House and Home. I'm your host, Godfrey, and we have a spectacular lineup for you guys this evening. As usual, we're going to start off with a bit of cooking, except this time we get to meet one of our new chefs. Right after that, we go to Brian Bell, where we go crazy for NRL. Then I show you guys some life hacks for your phones. We meet up with a makeup artist, and then we learn a little bit about infant development. Right after that, though, I give you guys my review of Call of Duty World War II, of which I played all at Toro Gaming down at Garden City. So without further ado, let's head straight on to the show. Here's the newest chef joining the House and Home ranks. Everybody, meet Jack.
This is Jack Maso, great father to two beautiful kids and an even better husband since he's always in the kitchen.
People's first impression of me, they see me, they think I'm aggressive. I think it's probably from the look on my face. It's actually the passion I have for food. I like cooking because I think it's probably because it's just in me. Like, I love cooking food and that's it, like nothing else. I don't really actually have a favorite dish, but I mostly like cook anything. Like no favorite. Just like I like experience in anything, all style of cooking. I started cooking like when I got really straight into it, probably when I was probably in my teens. I started cooking like just simple dishes like what's in the house and stuff. Yeah. I actually kind of taught myself, and then I went to cooking school to like perfect everything that I already know already. So I actually like taught myself, and then when I started working and stuff, I got to learn different stuff, different style of cooking, different recipes and everything. Did my training at Crown Plaza, and then from Crown Plaza I went on to Gateway. And then from there, I left and started doing my own catering there. The most difficult and challenging recipe would be a root vegetable pave and a moussaka. They are similar recipes, but there's a difference. There's a slight difference between both of them. So I sometimes when cooking it, I kind of mix myself up with the two different recipes because they're really similar. There's some really outrageous dishes. I wouldn't really want to talk about it, but I would say pig intestine with sago. It's actually wrapped up in sago and wrapped in a leaf again and cooked over the fire. It's actually pretty good if you marinate the intestine and stuff, clean it out properly. I don't really actually have a style, but like I'm an all-rounder. I do all sorts of dishes. Anything that looks good or it looks nice to cook, I go for it. The fried entree would be the first one I ever did when I did my training at Crown Plaza. It would be the prawn and mango salad. But it was so complex how it was prepared and plated on the plate, so like that would be the entree. For the main course, it would be it's actually my favorite herb crusted lamb rack. It was really nice. And for the dessert would be mini ginger almond cheesecake. Apart from cooking, I actually love going fishing and I play rugby. Spend most weekends at the field playing rugby. Playing rugby for a long time. That will be my little brother. He's always the one who comes and samples the food every time I cook. Or he just comes and hangs around near me so I can just give him the food to taste every time. Not a really a joke, but it's a little kid that lives just next door. He was asked to spell the numbers, so he spelled 1 O-N-E, 2 T-W-O, and 3 3-W-O. TJ's pickup line would be, do you have a Band-Aid? I just scratched my knee falling for you.
This guy is bringing a whole new style of cooking.
Hi, my name is Jack Maso, and I'll be cooking for you on House and Home.
Thanks so much for that, Jack. Anyway, we're going to take a short break right now, but when we come back, we go to Brian Bell. And I end up in the studio with Teresa. Stick around for that, folks. And welcome back to House and Home, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're crazy about NRL, well, good news for you, because Brian Bell has got some crazy, crazy specials on NRL merchandise. Check it out with Leon. Welcome to another Shopping with Brian Bell. I'm your host, Leon Gawi. Now in this segment, we'll show you some of the furniture we have available here. Psych! Rugby's back. So in this segment, we're going to show you all the merchandise you can get, the TVs you can watch on, and the furniture you can sit on so you can enjoy this coming rugby season. Let's go take a look. Papua New Guineans are crazy about their rugby league. After all, it's our national sport. We've all grown up watching this game, and pretty much every Papua New Guinean follows a team in the NRL. And here at Brian Bell, we have just the right products for watching and supporting your teams. As Papua New Guineans, we are naturally passionate people. We always strive for what we believe in, and that's evident when we support our teams in the NRL. Now, if you're looking for good merchandise that you can find at a sports shop, plus other stuff that you can pick up, then the Brian Bell Sports Department is the place that you should be looking at. Jerseys, caps and team balls. We have everything you need to show your mates and family who you support. Don't leave it to people to guess who your team is, but rather get your team supporters' goods here at our Sports Department. Now after you've got your NRL merchandise from Brian Bell, you'll need a place to sit down. And what better place to sit down than in the comfort of your home? So why not pick up some great furniture from Brian Bell, as I will show you. One such product is the recliners you can find here. These are your three-piece sets that you can't go wrong with. I'm sure you won't be sitting down too long as you're supporting your team, but these lounge sets will make you reconsider. We also have these single recliners which are great for you to sit and relax after a long day of work. It helps you enjoy the footy a lot better in a comfortable surrounding. Or the three-piece sofa set, ideal for the family seating where the kids, including the parents, can watch and support their favorite teams. Now while we're on the topic of rugby league, our very own Hunters have captured the nation by capturing their first ever Queensland Cup trophy last year in 2017. Let's hope they can go all the way in 2018, and you can get some great merchandise from our Brian Bell Sports Shop. So come on in, pick up this merchandise and support the Hunters. Here at Brian Bell, we have a range of PNG Hunters merchandise that you can collect to show your support. From caps, shirts, bags, playing cards, key tags, drinking cups and coffee mugs. All in Hunters colors so you can show the pride we have in our team. Now we've seen some great merchandise that you can pick up to help support your team better. And we've also seen some of the great furniture that you can sit on. But there's something missing. TVs. Duh, Leon. So let's go and check out the TVs you can pick up from Brian Bell that can help you watch the games better. And what better place to get a TV than from Brian Bell? With TVs ranging from StarVision to Sharp and Samsung, we have the best available for you. Now the first TV that I want to show to you is this StarVision 32-inch TV. It's of the smaller range and it's an LED TV, so it brings out crisp, clear images of the NRL to you in your living room. This TV is perfect for the small or single families that have limited spaces in their living rooms. While talking about TVs, it's important I mention our soundbars. Yeah, sure, TVs show the game, but we also love to listen to the commentary and the sounds of the big hits and noise the live crowd makes. So these soundbars are perfect to help with that. Now the next TV is from a brand that's synonymous with quality and that's synonymous with Brian Bell, and that's our Sharp 50-inch TV, which gives you bigger picture for your living room. This is perfect to watch all the Hunters and your favorite NRL teams, and it brings out clear quality into your living room so you can better enjoy all the big hits
and all the action of the rugby season. The best feature of this TV is the LED feature, or the light emitting diodes feature, producing clear quality pictures so you can watch all the action on, all the tries, all the big hits and all the controversy. This is the TV for you. Now the last TV I want to bring to your attention is this Samsung 65-inch massive screen that you can watch all the NRL and Hunters action on. This gives you crisp quality images from Samsung, which is a known and trusted brand that you can find here in Brian Bell now. This one in particular is the 65-inch massive screen that you can watch all the NRL and Hunters action on. Pictures feel like they have more depth, more sharpness at the edge of the TV, and you feel more immersed when watching this TV. Well, we've come to the end of this segment of Shopping with Brian Bell. I know you've seen there's some great products from Brian Bell that can help you support your team better in this 2018 season of NRL and also watching the Hunters. We've got furniture, we've got merchandise, and we've got some great TVs that you can pick up from us. Now, before I let you go, also we have a new sensation coming to our shops with lots of great new products, so keep an eye out for that, because you can find some great quality products here at Brian Bell that are new to our shop. So come on in and check it out for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. And also, before I let you go, always remember, quality products, great services and great value. That's Brian Bell. Till next time, goodbye and God bless.
Awesome NRL merchandise there. Teresa, are you a big fan of NRL?
Not really.
Yeah, same, but I can appreciate and respect that everyone else likes it. So we're gonna go for another short break right now, and when we come back, I show you all some life hacks. Hey everybody, and welcome back to House and Home, and welcome to Life Hacks. So before we start, I want to ask you all a question. How long have you had your phone for? That's right, the phone that you've got with you right now. How long have you had it for? And how is it doing? Not too great? Could be better? Well, this evening I'm going to share some tips with you all for keeping your phone at its best state for as long as possible. So first of all, if your phone is over a year old, then you're going to start to notice the battery wearing down. At this point, one thing you can do is just turn off your mobile data when you're not using it. Mobile data eats a lot of power. So when you've got your phone away or you're not using it, just turn it off. And the same can be said about your Wi-Fi and your GPS. Only turning these on when you need them will help you save a lot of power in the long run. And something else you can do to save power is just close all those unneeded apps that you're not using. I mean, if you're done with it, just close it. It'll help you save power and let your phone run a lot easier. Also, you can go a little further and just uninstall those apps that you're no longer using. Putting all that unnecessary pressure on the system will just drag it down. So just lighten the load by removing them. So if you've gotten to that point in the day where your phone's just about to die, yeah, we've all been there. The best thing to do at this point is to just turn your power saving mode on or your airplane mode. I mean, sure, it severely limits the things that you can do with your phone, but it saves it for when you might need it the most. And finally, if you want to get the most out of your phone's battery, try allowing it to charge all the way before you start using it. I mean, this may seem like a no-brainer, but when you get a brand new phone, doing this regularly will allow the phone's battery to retain some of its elasticity. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for some data saving tips. Don't you just hate it when you buy some data and then 2 hours later it's just suddenly gone? Well, if that sounds familiar, then here are a few ways to make sure that never happens again. Now, I think the best way to save your data is to just keep track of it. And there's actually a pretty nifty phone app that I reviewed last week called ZD Box that lets you do just that. And it does a whole lot more. But the point is that it lets you track how much data you use at any given time. It also lets you set limits for your data and gives you warnings when you go over the set amount. It's such a great app. Again, this might sound like a no-brainer, but going on Facebook on your mobile browser will help you save a lot more data. Just because at its baseline, the mobile browser uses a lot less data in comparison to the actual Facebook app, which uses quite a lot actually. You can also take it a step further and downgrade settings like image quality down to save even more data. And finally, here are a few maintenance hacks for you. First of all, you should definitely invest in a microfiber cloth. These will work literal magic on your phone screens and camera lenses. Now these cloths can actually mean the difference between shots like this and shots like this. And most importantly, obvious alert, get yourself a phone case. These will save you so much pain and heartache over the life of your phone. And not to mention, it'll save you from having to buy yourself another phone, right? But hey, that's pretty much it. If you want to make your phone last as long as possible, just follow these simple steps. Until next time, folks, keep it simple. Oh, but stick around to House and Home, because after the break, when we come back, Nicole interviews a makeup artist.
My name is Jasmine Simeon. I am 21 years of age. I come from a mixed parentage of Manus Milinben Central. I'm currently a student, third year political science student at the University of Papua New Guinea, and I'm a makeup artist. Started when I was in grade 10, I think in 2013. When I was just, started playing around with makeup. Before that, well, my mom was a makeup artist for the Mospiats Theatre, so I kind of grew up playing with makeup and stuff. Right now, it's not really a team, but, my friends, they're always, behind my back. They usually buy my stuff, some of them. Some, they just escort me to meet clients and stuff. But yeah, Rowena, Chimolan, just to name a few, El Kava. I love makeup. I think it's because I'm very artsy. I just love creating things and, My biggest accomplishment, is I did makeup for 2 weddings, one for Omar Pakop and his wife Henao, and the other was just recently, Janelle, and that was my best work so far. And also I did makeup for the Miss contestant, 3 contestants for the Miss Cosmopolitan 2017. First of all, we don't have a car. Second of all, I catch the bus, and usually when I have to meet clients, I'm at school, so they call me and, hey, look, I need you to do my makeup. So my friends help me pack up and stuff, and we catch the bus. I meet up with my clients. Basically, I take my stuff to the client's house or wherever they are. Makeup is, right now it's a new thing, it's still growing. People are still getting used to it, and with our culture, and it's quite difficult for especially men to accept that, and women, they're beginning to accept that. Look, I want to wear makeup to look beautiful. We're already beautiful as we are, but makeup only enhances that. I think, you know, being girls, we just love girly stuff, and I think men, there's some guys out there who appreciate makeup and fashion and beauty. Recently, I just started doing extensions, and it's my first time, so as you can see, it's half done. The greatest advice given to me was by my dad, and this is what he said. He said this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He said, it doesn't matter what others think of you. What matters most is what God thinks of you. So that's what I carry around with me. Every time I feel down, I just think of that. What do I do on a rainy day? I don't do anything, basically. It's a lazy time when it rains, it's cold. So it's either I'm listening to music or Facebooking or watching the river flood, because I live at 15 Mile. My ice cream flavor favorites would be mint chocolate. I'm not really big on the toppings. My most absolute favorite moments when applying makeup is the finish, when everything's done and everyone is like, you know, the girl that I've done the makeup is, she's like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. It's just, it brings me joy seeing that people actually enjoy or love what I do.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Now for this bit, we take a look at health and wellness on infant development.
Ooh. Hey everyone, and welcome to this special health and wellness segment on House and Home. Today we have a special guest joining us, actually 2 guests, and we have baby William, who will be on the show, and also Sister Jane of PIH, who she's a registered nurse, and she'll talk to us about baby's nutrients and body developments. Now, thank you. Welcome to the show. Could you tell us a bit about yourself and your role at PIH?
Okay, my name is Jane Damole, and I'm one of the registered nurses at Pacific International Hospital, and I work closely with the pediatric doctor, Dr. Baki, and I deal mostly with kids.
Baby William has just turned 5 months old. There's certain body developments that's taking place, which is teething as well as drooling and being so active. Is that normal for a baby?
Yes, that's normal at that age.
Okay.
Yes, apart from teething, there are other developments that you will see in a child at this age. You will see the child, when the mother carries her own child, you will see that the baby can sit up, right, for a longer period of time.
So right now, am I doing it rightly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Obviously, you're doing it right.
All right.
Yes.
So this is baby William. He's the producer, director's baby. Right now, Margaret, who's directing the show, and we're featuring baby William on the show.
Yes.
Okay. So further explanation.
Yes, we have other developmental signs. Yes. The other sign that you will see is the baby can sit up in a proper position. Yes. With a pillow.
With a pillow.
Yeah, with a pillow.
Okay.
Yeah, on his back.
On his back.
Yes, and the other thing you will see in the child is that the child can be sitting unsupported for few seconds only, and then the child falls back again. Yes, and the other one is that when the child is lying down, you will see that the child is able to roll on his side.
On his side.
And then again.
Again.
Yes.
All right. And right now him doing this?
That's normal.
That's normal.
Yes.
All right. And he's enjoying it.
He's enjoying it.
All right. I think I jumped straight into talking about the baby's body developments, but going back, touching on to babies and all that, when they start developing,
Yes.
what are some of the vaccinations that mothers should be mindful of? Because I understand that from birth onwards, they need to start having some sort of vaccination.
Vaccinations, yes, that's very true. Okay, he's 5 months now. From birth till 5 months, he would have had these following vaccines. From birth, straight after birth, he should have got BCG.
BCG.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a vaccination that prevents your child from getting tuberculosis. Yes, that's straight after birth. And the
Okay.
other vaccine which is given within 24 hours of birth is hepatitis B.
Okay.
Yes, hepatitis B vaccine. And these are very important vaccines that need to be given to babies, yes, straight after birth. Yes, so now he's 5 months. The other vaccines he would have taken
Yes.
where for the first 3 months,
Yes.
the first month of it is pentavalent, or that's 5-in-1, that's Queenvac. The other vaccine is PCV13,
PCV13.
or it's also called pneumococcal vaccines, which prevents the child from getting pneumococcal infections.
Okay.
And the third one is the oral polio vaccines.
Okay.
Yeah, oral polio
Let's
vaccine.
go back to the second one where you said the
Pneumococcal vaccine.
What does that, what, if you could further explain on that?
Okay, the pneumococcal vaccine, we also call it PCV13.
Yes.
Yes, and it's given to prevent various pneumococcal infections. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah.
And then you go to the third vaccination, which is
The first one, I've mentioned it, is pentavalent or Queenvac. That's 5-in-1. That's 5-in-1. So that means 5 vaccines in one. Yeah, previously babies get single doses of each. So it gives a lot of pain to the babies.
Okay.
Yeah, but today, we are giving 5-in-1.
5-in-1.
So that covers, that includes 5 vaccine in one. Yes. So
Okay.
we have diphtheria,
Yes.
tetanus, pertussis, that is assorted, with hepatitis B and influenza, Haemophilus influenza.
Okay, so
Yes.
these vaccines are very
Yeah,
important.
they're very important, and they are covered in one. So we call it 5-in-1 or pentavalent or Queenvac. That's the same. Yes. So the first dose is given at 1 month, 2 months, the second dose, and the third month. Yeah,
Okay.
the third dose is given.
So it's the same thing that they
It's
give for
the-
3
yes.
months. Okay. And
Yeah,
then the
just to
second
boost the immunity of the child.
Alright, so baby William's on the side with his mom. You can hear him doing his baby talk. Hey. Anyway, thank you, Miss Sister Jane, for explaining to us that babies need to visit the clinic monthly, as it's important. Before we wrap up the show, are there any final recommendations that you'd like to inform our viewers of?
Yes, the first one is babies have to be breastfed. Yes, they have to be breastfed because breastfeeding is very important, and it has the important and vital nutrients that a baby needs, and also the antibodies. Yes, everything is found in the breast milk.
Okay.
Secondly, babies have to complete their vaccinations. Yes,
Okay.
from birth to 18 months.
To 18
yes,
months.
that's the schedule for Papua New Guinea. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's endorsed by the National Department of Health. Yes. And the third one is the child has to have a balanced meal. Yes, it doesn't have to be that expensive. I believe we have good local markets there that parents can go out and just buy food from the local markets. Yes.
So what type of food would you recommend for the babies?
For the babies, sweet potatoes, mashed bananas, yes, and fruits. Yes.
Okay. Pumpkin?
Pumpkin, yeah, pumpkin
All
is
right.
a good one.
I heard
Yes.
from William's mom that he loves pumpkin.
Yes, and one of the advice that I'd like to give is that babies have to be fed
How often should that
4
be?
to 6 times a day.
4 to 6
Yes.
times.
If you have a baby at home, please don't wait. Don't wait when the family is about to eat like 3 times a day or 2 times. No, You can't keep the baby waiting. Yes, their feeding demands are very high. Yes, and babies, you don't have to keep them till the families about to have their dinner. No, they have to be fed early and put to sleep. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's very important human beings in our lives that we have to take care of.
And the final one is family planning. Family planning is very important, so that we can have good spacing. Yes. Why I'm saying good spacing is that for a child like him, for a baby like him, he needs more attention from his mother. Yes. At this age, if the mother falls pregnant again, the child will be neglected. Yes.
Okay.
And the growth will be retarded. It will be slow. The development will be slow because the child won't be taken care of. Yes.
Okay.
There won't be much attention given to the child.
Okay.
Yes. So family planning is very important.
Well, thank you, Sister Jane, for coming on the show and talking to us about baby's nutrients and also explaining to us the different the development stages of the baby. Now, viewers, you heard from Sister Jane, and you also can find her at Pacific International Hospital. Rock up to the reception and ask to see her if you have any needs regarding your babies. Remember, you'll have to make an appointment as well.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
And also baby William, who's on the side with the mom.
Great pleasure having you
yes,
too.
thank you. If we were to come invite you back on, would you be able to come back?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
It will be a pleasure then. Well, viewers, that's it for now on our health and wellness segment. But do not go away. Coming up, we have more.
Some important information you can take into consideration. Infant development, important for young women, mothers out there. Also for fathers, upcoming fathers too, right, Godfrey?
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to take another short break right now. When we come back, though, stick around, everybody. I review the new Call of Duty game, World War II. Hey everybody, and welcome back to House and Home, and welcome to Tech People. So another year, another Call of Duty game, same old, except this time it's goodbye to the space battles and jetpacks as the franchise returns to its roots and what made Call of Duty so great. As the name suggests, this installment takes place in World War II. However, as the game's setting goes back into the past, the controlling and the handling are very much in the present, which is, I think, the game's greatest strength.
As we brace for our darkest hour, we must summon our strength to be the bulwark against oppression. The Nazi onslaught will be the greatest test we'll ever face. But with our allies, face it and defeat it, we must.
I'm getting on the gun!
Men's souls will be shaken with the violences of war. In this hour of great sacrifice, we shall prevail.
Get out of there! Hurry!
Continuing with the trend of Call of Duty games, this game looks gorgeous. The motion capture is excellent, and so is the detail during gameplay. But don't worry, there are still those dramatic, over-the-top action set pieces that are still crazy and amazing to watch. It all just looks so cinematic. The return to the World War II setting really allows for some very excellent aesthetics to come into play. The uniforms, the vehicles, the weapons, they all look exceptional, and it really helps with the immersion. Speaking of immersion, the sound design is amazing, from the explosions to the machines, and definitely that one ping that you make every time you reload your rifle, it's just fantastic. One thing that did catch me off guard though is how violent this game is. I mean, Call of Duty games in the past were always quite violent, but there's something different about this level of violence here in this iteration. There's something about watching someone get torn in half by an explosion that means a lot more when it's set against the backdrop of World War II. It's a little more real and grounded. I mean, it was a surprise, but a very welcome one.
Going down!
Gameplay though is pretty much the same all across the board. And it doesn't feel outdated at all, like maybe some of the older Call of Duty titles that took place in the past or present. So not to worry all you Call of Duty fans, even though the series just came from outer space, everything feels grounded and real and very Call of Duty. I mean, things are a little bit slowed down right now, but the formula and feel is still there. However, I love the fact that enemies are actually terrifying in this game. One of the biggest changes this game has to offer is that there is no regenerating health now. Instead, there are med packs. So the stakes are a lot higher. Enemies actually worry me in this game, and the AI is a little more developed. Your health is limited, so strategy plays quite a substantial part in your game. And this really adds to it. You've got to think a little bit more before you start heading into flying bullets. Because if you don't, a lot of this is going to happen. Yeah, I died a lot in this game. And that was just the first hour. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I no longer feel invincible in this game, which is good because it keeps me on edge. Nothing's too difficult or easy enough to breeze through. Everything is the right amount of difficulty. And that's usually what I look for in games like these. Now, if I haven't made it obvious enough, I'm not the biggest fan of Call of Duty, so I wasn't expecting much when I went into this campaign. And guess what? That's exactly what I got. This game's story doesn't really do anything new or exciting. I mean, to me, it just seemed like 7-ish hours of all the best World War II game tropes rolled into one video game. And there's nothing bad about that, it's just that I'm looking for a little more depth in my story, and if you are too, there's not really much for you here. Though, if you're not here for the story, there's only one other thing you could be here for. The multiplayer, of which I'm still very, very terrible at. But it still plays like the previous Call of Duty games, except it's a lot more polished. And still insanely fun. There are all your given modes, as well as a new war mode that has you cooperate towards goals with people, which was pretty cool, especially for people like me who are terrible at this game. And then there's Zombies mode, which is arguably my favorite mode. Thanks to new technology, these zombies now look and sound even more terrifying. You really do feel claustrophobic and terrified and panicked, which makes this zombie mode the most fun. Especially when you can play as characters like David Tennant. Yeah, you can expect to be pumping in a lot of hours into this mode. All in all, this is a Call of Duty game going back to its roots. If you're a Call of Duty fan, you're really gonna enjoy this. And if you're not, well, I suggest you go and try it. I mean, Call of Duty was getting so boring and repetitive until this game was announced, and that piqued my interest. Take away all the gimmicks, and this game is pretty much just a really stripped back and polished version of Call of Duty. It looks, sounds, and plays beautifully, which probably is what happens when a studio releases its 14th game in a series. Sure, the campaign is still pretty meh, but there's always the multiplayer and zombies, which will no doubt keep you playing for a lot longer after the 7-ish hours the story has to offer. But hey, that's just what I think. If you guys want to play Call of Duty World War II, feel free to head down to Toro Gaming at Garden City to do just that. That's actually where I played all the game that I need to in order to give you guys this review. Toro Gaming is a wonderful gaming lounge where you can go to play Call of Duty and a whole bunch of other games. So what are you waiting for? Gaming has never been this accessible. Anyway, back to Teresa and myself in the studio. That was actually a pretty good game by Call of Duty standards. I mean, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan, but it returned to what made it so great, so I can respect that. But unfortunately, we've come to the end of, yet again, another episode of House and Home.
As usual, check out our Facebook page. Please tell us what you think. Drop your requests, your comments, anything you'd like to see on House and Home.
But until next time, from all of us here at the House and Home team and EMTV, we'd like to wish you a pleasant night. See you later. Right after that, I give you guys my review of Call of Duty World War II, of which I played all of that I need to play at Toro Gaming. My dental appointment. Change this only life.
Now, after you have your Broncos merchandise, brr.
The multiplayer, of which I'm still very, very terrible at. One more, but it still plays.
I think you were smiling with your teeth.
Shh. The motion capture is excellent, and the detail during gameplay is very much so. The motion capture is excellent, and the detail during gameplay. The motion capture is excellent, and the
Wow, Godfrey.
Shut up!
Do you know any jokes? Can you tell us one?
Oh yeah, it's actually not a really a joke, but it's about the little kid that lives just next door. He was asked to spell the numbers, so he spelled 1 O-N-E, 2 T-W-O, and 3 3-W-O.
So the best thing. Yeah, we've all been there. The best thing to do at this point is to either turn your phone in.